A quick message before this episode starts. A huge Merry Christmas to you and your family. I hope you're taking some time to enjoy with your family. And with that in mind, I've kept this episode relatively short because I know we all have things to do this time of year. But I hope you're able to take a few minutes and explore and escape with me to this beautiful beach in the south of Spain called Cala de San Pedro. Now, throughout these last few episodes, I have been with Andy from the Ocean Cruisers podcast. Some of you have asked how long I was actually with Andy, and it was only 1 week. But I was trying to make 1 episode per day. Right now I'm on episode 9, so it's a little more than 1 per day. But we're nearing the end of our adventure, so sit back and enjoy this episode. First, a little teaser from last episode. We have left this morning from Cartagena, Spain. How to anchor at night.
Well, there's a few things that we're going to look out
for. All right, we made it in.
Alright, just waking up here at Cabo de Gata, the Cala San Pedro beach, after anchoring last night at about 2:30 in the morning. Didn't get much sleep, probably about 4.5 hours, but just popped my head up to see where we've arrived. And by the way, the anchor has held just fine and we're safe, so that was fine. But yeah, I just popped my head up to see kind of the surroundings, and this place is spectacular. Let's check it out.
This place is it's very remote for one thing, and it's known as a very much hippie hangout. It's like a Burning Man vibe where people trek over here. There's only a couple ways to get here. You could either trek over the mountain over here with all your camping gear and camp, or they actually have a dinghy that will take you from a nearby town, but it's actually a couple miles away on the dinghy, so it's quite remote, but yeah, it's super popular. You can understand why. Look at this, just incredibly beautiful. But there's little huts and stuff that some locals have. Actually, so there's people that live here and they kind of maintain the area. But there's like little huts up on the cliff sides with solar panels and everything where people live. And I guess there's even a couple of these little shacks that they've turned into kind of a cafe. We're going to try to check out. Maybe get some food here in an hour or two and then just check out the beach. But yeah, it was, stuff was going on the beach at 2:30, 3 a.m. People at a bonfire playing. We heard flute music. We heard like hand drums. There's an ancient castle that is really interesting. Andy was telling me about that. He's actually been here before. So there's a castle piece there, but then on the other side of the beach, there's also kind of a piece of a castle or something. So yeah, really interesting. I'll tell you kind of what went on last night when we got here. We came through this direction here. We saw these yellow buoys along here. We weren't sure what that meant. A lot of times they put those at beaches that kind of signify boats can't go through that area because of it's a designated swimming area. But this is how it looked when we got here. Obviously in the pitch dark, but we saw a couple boats. There was a catamaran right here behind us that's already left this morning early. But we were trying to go right in between the two boats. So, yeah, looking forward to going over there and checking it out.
Do you hear that noise? Those are the cicadas, a ton of them in the trees near this beach.
So this castle here, this is said to be built in around the 1500s, something like that. San Pedro Castle, I think some people have called it online. But yeah, this is like my favourite place in Spain. You can see there's just like little walkways been built. There's little huts. Everybody's living off grid, solar panels. Like the ocean around here is just gorgeous, turquoise waters. Like a couple of restaurants down here as well, where you can get like pizzas and some beers and stuff like that. And yeah, everybody's like, well, at least half the people are like completely naked walking around, which is a bit strange, something to get used to. But yeah, it's like a naturist beach as well, I suppose. So like, everyone's pretty open-minded. Yeah, you get like a really good mix of people. Like there's boat people coming up. Just over there, we've got the town which is close by called Las Negras. So that's where a lot of the locals who live here, that's where they get their groceries from and stuff in the winter. So in the summer, apparently they grow like a lot of their own vegetables and fruit here, and that's what they survive on. But yeah, in the winter they need to go to town like once every couple of weeks and get supplies and stuff like that. You can see a couple of the boats over here now. Yeah. So those are like the tourist boats that head over to the town. That's Las Negras, just behind this like little peninsula that's sticking out. And, yeah,
here's a map where the town is compared to the beach.
Here's the pathway that goes into the town. You can barely see it on that right there, that ridge right there, and you walk. Or you can pay like €5 to the dinghy to bring you over from the town.
So yeah, you can see on the beach down here, people will turn up for like a week or a month. They'll stay however long they want to and just hang out. There's like really good music scene at night. You've got like flutes. Last time we were here, there was a guy that brought a full-size cello. He was playing like cello. There was a violinist. The little violinist was doing like an Irish jig, just jumping around naked, playing the violin. It was pretty funny.
So, ¿cómo se llama?
Mi nombre es Fernando.
Fernando.
My name is Fernando.
Mucho gusto.
I'm an artesano, and I live here. I make everything. I'm living here for 4 years or 5,
Wow.
more or less.
Okay.
It's like a paradise.
Yeah. Gracias por tu tiempo.
Nada.
This woman sold stuff on the beach and she thought I was a little crazy for always talking to my camera. We order some pizza from this little restaurant.
So yeah, we just got some pizza from this little shack over here. And it's just like a really awesome, really crazy vibe around here. You got people on like family vacations, you got people that are completely nudists, you got just a combination of everything you can imagine.
Here's a little makeshift bar up the hill with a hefty supply of beer.
Gracias. ¿Te vende té?
Té y café.
Okay, gracias. Buen día.
We head back to the boat where we will take off for our final day of sailing. Thanks for joining us on this little quick tour of this really cool beach. Thank you for watching. Again, happy holidays, Merry Christmas, and a huge thank you to my patrons who have been there throughout this last year. Thank you so much for your support. It's been quite an interesting year, and I'm planning to really kind of shake it up in the new year, maybe go some different directions and try some different things. And with that said, we will see you next week.